So this is what we discussed on my previous video. Despite Bitcoin looking bullish, despite Bitcoin showing strength, a move towards the next price objective around 130, even up to 140,000, I was very clear with you guys. Bitcoin in the immediate short term could show more of a sideways movement, more of higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of formation, just like as shown in an example, and slowly head towards our price objective. Yes guys, this here is a bullish continuation pattern. A falling wedge is a bullish continuation pattern, and just like what happened in this example, we might see more of a sideways movement, but at the end slowly heading towards our price objective. So what does this pullback mean? If we simply zoom out, right, this pullback could be giving us a great buying opportunity. Yes, you heard that correctly guys. If the price of Bitcoin starts showing weakness and gets attracted towards the bearish target, I mean around 112,000, even if that plays out, I still want you guys to be aware this could be just a temporary pullback before expecting another continuation to the upside, because in a bigger picture Bitcoin still looks very, very bullish, and not just only because of the price action, but even with the help of this indicator, our leading indicator, which gives us information beforehand. And according to this leading indicator, we unfortunately failed to touch the no-brainer price target around $124,600. But if we look at it carefully, we are still in between this R1 and R3 line. And yes, I am aware Bitcoin has lost the support from this R2 line, which was very, very important support on $117,000. But I still want you guys to be aware, even if we fail to regain our strength above $117,500 and price of Bitcoin shows another continuation to the downside, which is this R1 line around 112,000, even in that case, I still want you guys to be aware this pullback to the downside could be just a temporary pullback before expecting another continuation like this. Yes, you heard that correctly. Bitcoin for this month of July has printed an ascending CPR. Ascending CPR only gets printed during uptrend, and if you look at this from the past price action, you can see June was an ascending CPR. If you look at the previous month, I mean if you look at this May, you can see May CPR was lower than the June month CPR. And again, May month CPR was higher than the April CPR. So you can see when this CPR starts printing an ascending CPR, Bitcoin also tends to follow a move which looks somehow like this. I mean more of an higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern type of formation. So in our case, if Bitcoin drops around 112,000, even if that happens, you can see we are still going to print a new ascending CPR for the month of August, and we know ascending CPR only gets formed during uptrend. So a pullback around 110, 112,000 will still print an ascending CPR, which could be preparing ourselves for a continuation, which might look somehow like this. Yes, you heard that correctly guys. In the immediate short term, Bitcoin could show furthermore weakness, right? But I still want you to be aware that pullback doesn't necessarily mean we are bearish. It could be just a temporary pullback, Bitcoin coming for a retest on a certain key line before continuing with this uptrend. Because if you look at this price action using this inverse head and shoulder type of formation, even in this example, you can see after breaking out here, right, you can see after breaking out, it had a pullback. It came for a retest around the previous resistance line, and then a continuation of an uptrend. So same thing could be unfolding in our case as well. Bitcoin in the immediate short term could show weakness, could come back for a retest around this neckline area. But you know, even if that happens, we have extremely important support line for Bitcoin above 110,000. And price of Bitcoin after that is expected to continue with this uptrend, because we know it's not just only this inverse head and shoulder formation. It is not just only this falling wedge formation, but even this descending broadening wedge is pointing us we still have a very, very high probability of continuing with this uptrend. Yes guys, even this descending broadening wedge is clearly pointing us that the target is still open around 130, 140,000. So any sort of a pullback in the medium short term could be a temporary pullback or just a retest around the previous neckline area, what I just showed you, right? And then a continuation of an uptrend. I mean, even if the price of Bitcoin shows a continuation around 112,000, please do not freak out. That could be just a temporary pullback before expecting another continuation here to the upside, because we know right now, right, if you simply look at the price action around this area in a smaller time frame, we can see Bitcoin at the moment looks like forming this right angle broadening top pattern. Right angle broadening top is a bearish continuation pattern where lower trendline acts as support and upper trendline acts as a resistance. But in our case, Bitcoin has officially lost the support and it is also struggling to re-enter inside it. So what does this mean? If Bitcoin shows another continuation, just like here, you can see after failing to regain its trend above this trend line, if it does shows another continuation, then you can see in that case, we are expecting this right angle broadening top pattern to play out, which could bring the price of Bitcoin around 112,000. But even if this plays out, I just showed you, it could be just a retest before expecting another bullish continuation. So what does this mean? In a smaller time frame, yes, we are expecting furthermore weakness, but it does not mean we are bearish. This could be just a temporary pullback before expecting another continuation here to the upside, because we know we have extremely important support line for Bitcoin above 110,000. So that's why as long as we remain above that trend line, any sort of a pullback will be giving us a buying opportunity. And now if you look at the indicators, guys, before I switch to the indicators, first let me quickly aware you about this $30,050 in welcome reward from Bybit. Yes, guys, to those individuals who sign up using my link, which is in the description down below, will be eligible to claim up to 30,000 in rewards and also in welcome bonus. So if you want to trade with free money, if you want to take advantage of this market volatility, then definitely check the video description. Now, if you look at this price action of Bitcoin, yes, we could see weakness. Bitcoin looks like following this bearish continuation pattern, and even if you look at this RSI line, it was clearly overbought, right? You can see RSI overbought previously resulted in a bearish move. So we might see a very similar continuation, but you know, above 110,000, we have built an extremely strong support for Bitcoin. First support will be from our indicator, CryptoAnup buy sell indicator. This band will be holding us just like here, right? This trend line will be holding us above 110,000. Parallelly, Williams alligator indicator will be holding us along with CryptoAnup buy sell indicator. And not just only that, even the central line from this Bollinger Band will be holding us. And if you look at the central line from this Bollinger Band, you can see it is also above 110,000. So any sort of a pullback will be just a temporary pullback before expecting another continuation in this manner. So please, guys, please do not overleverage yourself. Market is expected to be even more volatile. So trade accordingly and do not over leverage yourself. And by saying this, I'm signing out until next time. Bye-bye.